All right. It's a new day, and everyone is bright and shiny. The streets are filled with celebration, and everyone is just enjoying life and being alive. Uh, that is, except for some characters. But before we get to that, let's go around. Everyone say hi to the viewers. All right. We actually have most everyone here that's gonna be here. Sadly, he, our good friend and Seth, who plays Simon, will no longer be able to join us, as I explained in last week's special. So, to pick up, it's the following morning, which I should probably change it to morning.
Make sure that we don't lose internet because I just plugged into the modem.
Yeah, I'm watching the connection. Alright. Yes, you have all had a long rest. It's the following morning. It's like 6 in the morning. And you guys have risen and are going about your business. Some of you are going shopping. Others are going around looking for certain things. Just going about your business is but Mana, as you and nobody are hanging out in the tent, it um Junior, there's hold on. Junior comes running in, out of breath. Father, the it was it was a there was all the people and 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 Simon, he stayed behind. I came here as fast as I could. It, uh, I don't know what's going on, but there were a lot of people. They were wearing scary outfits, and this one guy, he had an eye. He had a big eye on his chest, and he. I thought he was gonna stop me, but he didn't stop me. He let me run by, and I don't know. I left him there. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But um, is, is Simon going to be okay? There were so many of them. There was this big snake. The guy in white, he was so scary. His eyes were so scary. I couldn't even look at them. I don't know what's going on. Daddy, tell me everything's going to be all right, right? Gasp. I thought You are through your curse. You are able to um, see the direction in which he is. He's actually not that far from where you guys are camped out. He didn't take Junior that far away. Darby was going to the police station for something or other. Her, Picari went out, was going out shopping or something. But none of them went into the main part of the city, so all of them should be relatively close by. You guys pitched a tent near the main thoroughfare. This is the following morning. You guys went to the local records keeping office to try and do some research on the 10 Kings. And yes, Bakari is close enough that as you're pointing your finger in the general direction of the market, you are able to make that connection. And it's either your Picari or someone else named Picari that is very similar. If it's you can respond if he allows you to respond, but he's saying, okay, you're allowing a response. Okay. The sun is above the horizon, so it's pretty light out. You guys start heading in that general direction. Darby, as you're talking with Prince Serene, he as he's sort of explaining her idea for how she's going to improve things in this part of town based off of your suggestions. Is someone comes in, say that there's a fight going on in the just outside the market area near the big statue. And they give a general description of Simon as being one of the people involved in the fight. She grabs her spear and starts heading behind you. So, as like she is definitely not able to keep up with you at your running speed, but she's coming. Right. Um, to the two of you who are in the records office, is you hear that there's a commotion going on with the guards outside. Someone said something about a huge snake. Yeah, you see a you see a group, like you follow a group of guards that are heading in that direction. You got yeah. You guys all arrive on scene at around the same time. And, you see what appears to be it's a weird scene. There's a there's a few dead priests of the Church of Inmost Light, as well as one dead guard, and the rest of them are being tied up. But you see he stabbed through the chest with the bone glaive is a Pep, who is slumped over there, like on his knees, and then cradling the body of Simon is a rather old looking lady and a couple of satyrs. Pep is one of the head priests of the Church of Inmost Light. He's been a thorn in the party's side for a little while. He was the reason why you guys had to flee the Irch's mansion in the way that you guys had to, as well as he attacked the desert crew on the way out of the city. You can see that he's being cradled, and there's wailing, like there seems to be a lot of sadness going on. One of the guards that comes over. It was kind of insane. We we're just patrolling the market like we normally do, and then a snake there was this tiny snake that just grew 4 sizes all at once, and it quadrupled in size and just slithered off, of causing a panic. And we go and investigate, and there's just a bunch of guys fighting this one guy, and then this one guy, he summons like 2 other guys, and they're just fighting, and then one of the guys that was fighting ran away. The other guy, this guy right here, they stayed and fought, and they were just exchanging blows, and it was a lot. That in the end, they ended up killing each other. Yes. We tried to subdue the snake, but it took this guy's right eye and went somewhere with it. It slipped into the shadows and disappeared. No, that doesn't sound right. Hey, it was a white snake with a big red ribbon around its neck. Not Simon, from the from the goblin. Benu has described the eye before. Um, I'm looking at everyone's. Wait, why am I in two versions of the? Oh no. What do you need then?
The screwdriver.
This would be in the laundry room. If it's not there, check on the table in the hallway or in this closet. Hold on. I'm trying to look at your guys' passive perception. Actually, does everyone give me an active perception roll? It's a site-based check. It, yeah, it's plus Vermont. Yeah. Yeah, everyone's there. Um, I'll give you a +2 because you were already searching around. I guess you can use an investigation of perception. Alright, Picari and Mana both notice it at the same time. A very peculiar sight. It's sitting on a basket that's like it's filled with like very some prickly pears. There's is a eyeball. You know, you've seen this eyeball before. This is one of the Apep's eyes. Yeah, he's no longer. He does not have any eyes in his skull currently. No, you do not recognize these satyrs. As you go over, they both look up. Hey, you must be friends with some of Simon's new friends. No, they have names. I have to look at his back. I have to look at his backstory again and find them. So. Only people who got a 20 or above on their perception and would have noticed it. At this point, you're more focused on like the scene in front of you. Why can't I find Simon's thing? It was in my saved documents. There we go. Alright, so, cool. They... Alright, the... Oh, they don't... Alright, the satyrs don't introduce themselves, but the small little fairy dragon, he introduced himself as Philizert, eater of bunnies. he shakes your hand and specifically Dobat, that with a little smile on his tiny face. And the older lady introduces herself as Granny Ethel. Yeah, they seem to be similar to to the images of spirits that he summoned whenever he was fighting. You can tell these are the actual entities. You have no idea. This is just weird face stuff. We sensed he was in danger. We had to act. I did my best to get as many friends here as possible, but in the end, it wasn't enough. But he didn't die like a punk. But his soul, Granny says that it's passed beyond the gate. Like he went willingly beyond the gate. The curse mark is The curse mark is still there. From this, you can tell that you do have a choice, at least when you pass on. It's not a forced resurrection. Ethel will look over at you. This child was such a lost soul when I first met him. It will be a shame that he's gone. I know just the place to lay him to rest. I'm sure that he wouldn't want all his he wasn't one for worldly possessions. I'm sure he wouldn't want all his things to go to waste. He essentially doesn't have a lot. He has like a great sword, a light crossbow, the halberd, which is currently stabbed into Pep's chest, his armor, and the parapet of health, the periop of health. Yes. Yeah. You're muted. No, it says you're muted. I heard you when you were talking earlier, asking about the eye, but after that I haven't heard anything from you.
Everybody was talking at the same time. I was saying that I wanted to look around and see which direction the snake would have been in, and if I had seen Mana and Bakari go over to pick up the eye, can I see the eye? Because if I can, then I can locate object of this eye and try and track where the snake went.
You would have to give me a perception to notice that.
What yeah.
You can tell that it's slowly a growing duller. No, so, there's a large blood crystal that would be near where Simon had fallen, which is like in front of a pep. That the guards were currently investigating it as evidence. Yeah, you're the only one that has heard that bit of information. Um, Bakari. It's around this time that Harim, he, he her tongue out, huffing and puffing, because she's a Kenra, she doesn't sweat, and so her tongue is just lolled out. You run very fast, Darby. What's going on? Yes, uh, you, are you okay? What happened? A Darby? Well, unmute. Hmm. Alright. You, everyone, clear the streets. Let's get the onlookers out of here, or take statements. And let's get this. Let's get these. Let's get these three to the station, and get them questioned. What would you like to do? Yeah, you guys go. Give me an investigation check, both of you. I gotta go to his entry because he's one of the characters that I do have stuff on. He had a few. Periaptive health. What I'll do, I'll make a journal entry for his stuff. Um, you would either one of you would roll, or the other would, and the other would help, or you would both roll and get the +2 bonus. Yeah. So you can either give one person advantage, or you can both roll at +2. Alright, so you will find that he has a magic staff. His cape is magical, and his armor seems to be special in some way. It seems to be heavy armor, but it doesn't seem to be hindering him any. Yeah, the guards have the large blood crystal. They don't know what it is, but they have it, and they're currently putting it in a lockbox. You do remember that while Simon was alive, he did say um, that he wanted it, that he wasn't really too fond of it, and that he kind of wanted it someone else to wield it. It didn't seem to be a weapon that fit him. But you're not sure who in the party he was wanting to bequeath it to. But it was probably someone that was in the other group. The Alright, so Nissa, you're getting the armor and the cloak, and then nobody is getting the staff. Did that work? Did you guys actually get those items? So it'll turn to you. Sadly, we can't give you that information for Stone Grind, as this part of the city doesn't have walls. Those people can enter in from pretty much anywhere. There, part of what I was talking about with the Darpy this morning was building at least a half-size wall to just deter people from and us from walking into the city, and having them go in through the main roads. Well, that the place, the stables where you guys have your wagon, and there's a general store across the street from that. Most people who are coming, just getting into the city, will sell their excess supplies there that are perishable goods, as well as anything that they also supply pretty much anything you could need for going on a long desert trek. Um, it's the it's the only place to go to if you're heading back towards the south, heading towards the the towards Goldford. If you're trying to head towards the steps, heading north, there's it's not as it's only a 2-day travel through not as harsh of a desert land to get there. And then you also have the mining town township that's these miners go to, that's a day away. So it's not really a hard trek to get there. The fact that this seems to be just from my experience, this seems to be a targeted attack. Like they were going after your group, most likely. Um, the, yeah, this would be about then. Mm-hmm. All of the everyone who looks at the eye, you get an uncomfortable feeling just looking at it. It's like lifeless and has no scene to it at all. Oh, but it feels like a dangerous thing. you can do that. Um, it is a very, very strong divination aura that's like beyond what you are used to seeing. Like most things show up, magical things show up as like this reddish, this reddish glow, orange glow. So this thing is like white. It's like a little ball of white. It's not like it's glowing, but it's just like you're looking at everything else that's like slightly magical as it goes from this like dark purple on up to this reddish color as it gets more magical. Boom, yellow for like the most magical things that you see, but this thing is just like a white dot in Mana's hand. No, no magic remains on the body. Um, not that you can tell. You do see a Darpy. He is like standing at the very end, like as far away as she possibly could, while still being within eyesight of everything. Like you guys are aren't really being investigated or anything. After, like as you guys are starting to go, Granny Ethel stands up, and like as she stands up, you can tell she's probably about 9 feet tall, but she's a little hunched over from old age. And her robes seem to be made out of this gray fabric that it has these like these silver shimmery specks in it, almost like a night sky, but like on a gray background. And a thing that you didn't notice before was that she has a second set of arms underneath the first, as well as in her chest there's another large eye, like that splits, that's going down the middle of her chest, that it looks at you guys, and it's basically just like a one large, deep blue eye. You see, stands up along with the satyrs and the fairy dragon, and we will take him to a nice place to rest. And so he takes a step forward and is gone, along with the rest of them. I I don't know if she's Lex. Are you able to? Are you speaking? And it's just not picking it up. Oh, okay. You just weren't saying anything. Um, it was it was it was noted that the snake slipped into the shadows of the alleyway and disappeared, and that it was that witnesses saw one other person wearing a one kobold wearing a breastplate that has a big eye on the chest. This that ran and like towards the west side of the city. Give me a perception since he's still up in the air. Oh, that? No, I thought that was you looking at the at the eye, because I know you had wanted to try and see the eye. Okay. Well, Mana had brought the eye out in the presence of the rest of the group. Okay. Alright. With that 23, Benu would be able to let me roll something. Ooh. Alright. Benu, who easily is able to spot a tiny white snake with a red ribbon heading northwest towards the edge of town. Yeah. As one of his favorite foods is snakes, it has a particularly good eyesight for spotting them in the sand. Roll me his athletics or acrobatics, whichever one's better, and let me roll Babita's. No, Babita only has +2. We'll see. Hey, Bennu is able to easily swoop silently down the alleyway, and just scoop up this tiny white snake, with a bright red ribbon around its neck, and bring it into the sky. Are you gonna have it go a full-on crane smashing snake into the ground repeatedly? The as you'll Bennu will land on the top of a building and grab Babita with its beak and start flapping it around, knocking its head into like the side of the building, like the side of the crenellations on the building, and just like shaking it, checking to see if it's still alive, and then shaking it some more, and then like it'll drop it and stomp on it, like kick it a few times. Right. Bennu will fly overhead and drop the snake in front of you. You're not a very nice person, you know that. Ow, 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 don't do that, don't do that. I'm innocent, and I was contracted to work for him. You don't want to just rip my head off. I'm a quite useful spirit. Though I might not be from these lands, I am quite powerful and can confer to you through the power of the spirits if you so desire. Bennu will land next to you. I think a couple of the other party members will notice Bennu landing, being as he's a quite big bird. Like, yeah, you guys will be able to see a Darby holding a bloody, beaten snake with a strange circular lump in its stomach. Look. Like, Babita is like looking around frantically. Hey, I have been around for many years, and I know a lot of information, and that could help you. Like, I can tell you that Apep wasn't the only one looking for you. You guys have made enemies of the entire Church of Inmost Light, and they're coming. There's Bishop Maxwell is sending inquisitors after you. Apep being like one of the first. No, he's dead. There's no contract between us anymore. I can be your contracted spirit. Um, well, you would give up all your prior your spirit contracts, and you would gain the power of a spirit guardian, and you, you would be able to you will be able to and you will be able to infuse your body with the power of nature, and instead of turning into animals, those like you kind of do now, so you'll be able to just gain the abilities of powerful spirits like myself. And when you get strong enough, you can gain the abilities of spirit dragons. You'll be able to fly and burrow through the ground and all sorts of things. I'm very injured and I was in a very weakened state, and birds are the natural enemy to snakes. I can. Yeah, you guys will be about over there at this point. Look. Hey, I can be. Well, not just you. I can be a contracted spirit for any of your friends, and I'll tell you all the secrets of the Church of Most Lights. Like, did you know that Apep wasn't actually worshiping the sun goddess? He worshipped the Ice Titan. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not how my body works. Please do not do that. As she vomits up a small old rodent and carcass and an eyeball, as well as like a couple of other undeterminable things. This is not the way to treat a noble spirit. Wait, no, wait. What? In my hundreds of years of existence, never have I been so abused. Iratus, yes, he was here. He was a coward, though. Oh. And there were two others. They were from the Noxian. They were Noxians, I think. Well, one was a very tall, little snake like person with a cell on her back and wearing all white and a mask over her face that hid most of her features. I think they're called Yon T. And then the other was a very short-haired um, gnome who did not talk. They were the ones that tracked us, that tracked you here. They were the ones that we paid them for the information, and they gave us the location of a couple of your people, and we went after the one that we thought we could. Pep went after the one that he thought that would be the easiest to deal with. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need some. My skills are completely ruined. It's very heavy. Actually, there's not really there's only one other person in the party that has the weapon training to use it. Honestly, a Darpy. Well, if Dobak goes, well, no. But honestly, he. But honestly speaking, Adarpi is your guys' frontliner right now. Yeah. If you're looking for the bathroom, it's over there. Like, you have, like, you've never seen this weapon, but like you understand, like, hey, you know, the, Simon. This is the weapon Simon was using, being like the whole time that you guys have been apart, basically. And I've placed it in your inventory. As you guys are, uh, so, alright, so you're saying you would like to, when you level up, you would like to become a spirit guardian? Is that right to assume from John? It's a druid. It's a druid class, so you would have to go druid for a little while, and then you will get it. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, because it's a druid. Because it is a druid subclass, you would have to basically. Now, you could use. I did not make a avian spirit spirit form, but I could. It's the subclass that I developed. It's the Circle of the Sage Druid, but I'm modifying it to be the Spirit, the Guardian Druid instead, because I didn't want it to be solely inspired by Naruto Sage Mode. I'm adding a bit more Wusha. It should be pinned in, but it hasn't been edited yet because I am not physically unable to edit the document because my Google Docs is full, and I have to basically copy and paste it into a new version and remake it. But I can do that over the course of this coming week. So, yeah. So, at second level, essentially, you would get a contracted beast. You create a contract scroll with a particular intelligent beast. You can use the Find Familiar spell to summon this creature. The creature summoned has an intelligence of 10 and can speak and understand one language that you know. Your contracted beast can appear as tiny, small, or medium sized. The hit points of the creature adjust based on the size that you summon. At tiny, it has 5 hit points. Heat plus Constitution modifier. At small, it has 9 hit points plus Constitution modifier, and at medium, it has 11 hit points plus Constitution modifier. So how it works, it can be you can switch between the form. So you get the different totems. You get the totem of amphibian, totem of reptile, totem of invertebrate, and totem of carnivore. And you can switch between them. Basically, as a bonus action, you can expend the use of your wild save feature to take the spirit form, rather than transforming into a beast. While in this form, you retain your game statistics, but your body gains characteristics of your contracted beast and colored markings around your eyes. This form gives you tremor sense, 10 feet, and number of temporary hit points equal to your druid level. This form lasts for 10 minutes. It ends early if you dismiss it, no action required, are incapacitated, die, or use this feature again. Whenever you assume this form, you choose which of the following totems. Each totem gives you certain benefits while in its form. So you got amphibian, reptile, invertebrate, and carnivore starting off. At 6th level, you get advanced, which gives you additional things for each of them. And at 10th level you get the no 6th level you get superior, 10th level you get advanced, where you get the totem of the Earth Dragon and totem of the Sky Dragon, which the Earth Dragon allows you to burrow, deals acid, poison, and you gain acid, poison, and psychic damage resistance. You get a negative energy breath weapon that does 60-foot line, gain of 66 necrotic damage, so on and so forth. The Skydom Dragon does radiant damage, and yeah. If you would like to put the Babita in a cage and place her in Layla's tomb in the library, that is up to you. Because when you reconstitute, like when you revive the Layla's curse mark, you will have to retrain in a class. So you'll have. So you, if you guys want to put, if you guys would like to put inheritances in Layla's this tomb. The Spirit Guardian Druid is a very good melee combat at Druid subclass. Its focus is basically on you getting in the mix of things and dealing a lot of different damage types. It is a good. It takes some time for it to get fully up to power, as some people have commented, and I haven't gotten a chance to fully work out the details on how I would like to bring it into a better power scaling, because I've had people say that some of the abilities aren't really all that good while others are overly good. Like, I think it's an option. You guys, these so with that, you guys are heading towards the general goods store there to try and intercept Iridus before he leaves town. And we'll. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Nick doesn't plan not to be here. Nick is going to be blessed with a awesome job where he's and an awesome car, and he's going to be able to drive himself places, and he won't be he will be able to then choose who's pick and choose when and where he will go and stay and hang out with family as long as possible. These things will happen in the future. There is also Simon does also have a spirit guardian inheritance that was given to him by his father. There, that has in it stored in it 5 levels of spirit guardian. If you would like to just wholesale, they'll retrain your class. I just put the inheritance in the cage, and just wrap Babita's tail and like tie Babita to the inheritance in the cage. Yeah, for a spirit like her, the lifespan of a person is fairly a blip in her overall health span. So she's just basically like you can assume that she would prefer to do this for a little while, though however many years this is, and then go about her business as she was before she became contracted with the PEP. It does mix very well with Monk as a multi-class, but the best, I think when me and Kiari talked about it, was it Ranger that was the best multi-class with it? No, yes, very menacingly. Yeah, as you guys get to the general store, hold on, I gotta, general store, generate a general NPC for this general store. generate. Alright. Alright. You guys, he's walking into the store, and you see this very sad looking thing, halfling. But as soon as you guys walk in, see immediately he perks up. Oh, good evening. How can I help you? She's actually no, sorry, she's not a halfling. She's a human. Why does it say? I have to figure out how this generator works. How can I help you? It's nothing really. Well, so what happened was that my partner, she was, we were married, but she's a dryad, and he, you know, she, she's a cactus dryad, and things weren't really working out, and she said she wanted to divorce me, and I just didn't think that things were that bad off that it needed to be a divorce. I don't. It's like every time I think that I found someone that just wants to be in a relationship, it just turns out to be it just all goes wrong. It goes pear-shaped. No, because everyone just expects you to be in a relationship, and normally I don't really care much for you know, I don't really care much for the physical side of a relationship, but the emotional side is very important to me, and we made a real connection, and yes. What? You can't. I'm not a druid. I can't talk to animals. Whoa, I just met you. So there will be no opening up here. Mm-mm. With Adarpi, while you're anyone that got a 15 or above, did Picard roll an investigation or perception? Adarpi, as you're like looking around, just looking for evidence that this kobold came through, you hear like a scratching sound coming from like a trapdoor or like to the side of the counter. It's like ever so slight. Picari, as you're like looking around, you you're as you're investigating, you also see this trapdoor, and your first thought, he could be hiding under that trapdoor. There, and you just open it up. Um, as you and the Darby open up this trapdoor, you see there's a cactus in a pot, and the cactus has like its one of its arms reached out to one of the walls, and it's like swaying slightly, like making a slight scratching noise. Don't look at it. Don't. That's where I store all my extra merchandise. He says as he goes behind the trapdoor and just pushes it down. Oh yes, there was a kobold in here just recently. Little short fellow. Oh, 10 scales. Those wearing a weird breastplate with the eye on it. Yeah, he was just in here. uh, well, all he bought was a camel. Oh, that's just overflow stuff. Everything that's down there is out here. Oh no! Look, I couldn't take the rejection, and it's not my fault. It's her fault. It's her fault. It's not my fault. It was her fault. She didn't. She wanted to move out, and it was. And I just felt it was. I felt that it would be better if she just, didn't move out. So I put her cactus in the basement, and so she can't go that far from it, and she's there. In the basement. My ex-wife. Look, my ex-wife is the cactus. She's a dryad. No, she. So dryads are plant people, and she's, a cactus person, and she's a little prickly when it comes to her attitude, but I loved her and she loved me, and it was working so well until she just said that things were over, and the best thing I could think to get us to work out the relationship was for us to get one-on-one time together. So I know how bad that sounds. I know how bad it sounds, but it's not. Look, okay. Look, just don't. Wait, look. It's, please don't arrest me. This shop is all that I have, and if I go away, hey, who's going to run the shop? I mean, look, it. I'm sorry. Just don't. Okay. Okay. You guys carry the 8-foot tall cactus out of the the base out of the basement and take it outside. And like not long after you get outside, this cactus girl pops out. Oh, sunlight at last. Thank you, kind saviors. I don't. It's been months since I was down there. I. You do have those handcuffs that Harim gave you a long time ago. So yes. Thank you. Well, I don't. Wait, before you go, take this. She hands you. She breaks bulb off of her. Like she has these two poofs that are cactuses. She breaks one of them off and hands it to you. You guys have a decanter of endless water that's made out of cactus. If that helps. See, you rescued her from her entrapment. Like as you're, she's like, hold on. I know, I'll call the guards. You guys, you seem like you're in a rush. You go on ahead. I got this. You already handcuffed her. I'll call the guards, and they'll take care. As you guys hop in the carriage and ride off of giving chase, we'll go ahead and end this session there. That'll give me time to work on these magic items and fix them up for y'all. I mean, it ended a little goofier than I was expecting for this session. But that's what happens when you randomly generate shop owners. Let me read to you her whole thing. Alright, she's human, 44. She knows common halfling. She's 5'7", and female, recently divorced, asexual. Is a perfectionist. Is always ready to help others. Will always prioritize the needs of other people, even to their detriment. Is very pessimistic. Rarely thinks ahead and hates fair play. She's an ex-cleric, if that helps any of this. I feel like with this description, she has to be a cleric of scoff. The god of love and revenge. So you had to have been a cleric of scoff in her previous life. Is incestuously in love with the dryad and keeps her locked up in their basement. Who keeps
Alright. Well, say bye to the viewers. I need to go in here and be proud of my son.